Sometimes I honestly sit here and ask myself, what is this shit really all about? Like, what is the meaning of life? And I really do believe life is whatever meaning you give it, whatever we're here to create out of our circumstances and our experiences. I think that's really the thrill of it. It's like, out of this circumstance, out of this experience, I got this, I created this, something better, something greater, something more evolved, and that all got to do with your mindset, a positive perspective. It really does. So when you sit there and you ponder, like, what is life really about? Or even if you having like one of those days and you're just like, man, life. Once you know that things are always working out for your good and that you're constantly evolving and growing from these circumstances, and once you realize you are constantly evolving and growing and learning out of the experiences you've been given, then you have more grace upon yourself. And you take the fear out of it somewhat and realize that you have the power to control your circumstance. Now that you know what you know, you have the power to create something new now that you know what you know. So don't beat up on yourself too much because you got it wrong. And I think a lot of people who are always setting the bar high for themselves, that's a good thing. But sometimes when you fall pretty hard. And I see a lot of that in my baby girl. And I want her to know, like, message out to people that's like that. Don't beat up on yourself when you do get it wrong. You're not expected to always get it right. And the only way you got it right is because you learned, right? And learning comes with failure sometimes, experiences that aren't so favorable. So cheer up. You got this. It's always working out for your good. No matter what, the experience is always working out for your good. And when I say control, you have the power to control is in a place of surrender, meaning that allowing God to do what he do best. All right. Like, when you allow God to do what he do best, but you do your part, that's the best thing that you can do. And that's not being in a control way that you're trying to control every circumstance, that you're flexible enough to allow God to do what he needs to do in your life, in those spaces, in those places where you do need grace. And his grace is more than sufficient, baby. Okay, so never forget that. Just keep on, though. Just keep on trying because, life lessons. I remember as a kid, you don't want to listen to your parents. And then they'll tell you, life is your greatest teacher. Life is the greatest teacher other than school. School don't prepare you for life being your greatest teacher, okay? There's some things that, listen, you gotta learn the hard way.